Hi, everyone, and welcome to Special Roofing Contractor Q&A. I'm RC editor Art Eisner, and I'm glad you're joining us to talk about an exciting webinar we have coming up on cellular glass insulation with Tiffany Kopic, the commercial building systems specialist with Owens Corning. That webinar is at 2 p.m. Eastern on November 16th, and registration is open right now on roofingcontractor.com. Tiffany, welcome to the RC studio, and thanks for being here.
Hi, Art. Thank you so much for having me.
You bet. So let's start off and try to get a basic understanding of what cellular glass is and how it's being applied in roofing today.
Absolutely. So cellular glass is, frankly, it's a foamed glass version of glass. So this product is basically baked in an oven where it rises and it creates a cellular structure, but that structure is made out of glass. And of course, every benefit that you can think about related to actual glass that we work with transfers over to that insulation product. So we're looking at the fact that it's very chemically resistant for industrial applications. It's waterproof, very high compressive strength, just a lot of really great opportunities to work with that non-combustibility and integrate that into a roof application. So it's a really fun product to work with that I think everybody will really enjoy hearing some unique solutions and applications.
Well, and you mentioned it's being applied in both industrial and commercial, settings. Can you talk about some of the performance requirements that that you need to have in order for this to work on a roof?
Sure, absolutely. As I hit on a little bit earlier, all these physical properties, we can kind of convey those over to the actual roof itself. So when you're looking at creating a roof that has very superior fire performance requirements, this will be a really great application because, of course, it's non-combustible, but you're still getting that non-conductive glass insulation. We have seen it used in the oil and gas industry and other pipe and manufacturing. One of the other unique attributes of the product is that it can go down to a very low temperature, far below any actual roofing application that we expect, but really important in industrial, as well as extremely high temperatures. Now we can capitalize on that high temperature because there are a few applications we can use this product where the insulation is actually in direct contact with open flame or hot rubberized asphalt here in the United States, hot bitumen, torch applied material can actually be melted. There's a sacrificial layer that is melted and then that product is applied right on top of it. So what all of that does is it actually creates a very consistent, monolithic, insulative, non-conductive roof application, but with a very high compressive strength. So then we can promulgate that over into roadway applications, parking garages, very heavy equipment being accommodated on top of mission critical buildings. There's just a myriad of different options and solutions with this particular product. So we're really excited to show some examples of that.
Well, and you mentioned it. I was just going to ask about it. Sounds like these are some serious projects you're talking about. Describe what a mission critical building is, and can you give some of the examples we'll see in the webinar?
Sure. Yes, as I said, because of all these unique properties, you're really choosing it when you have a very special situation. So some of the examples that we'll be looking at will be government buildings where we're wanting that building to function and be in operation even following a natural disaster. That would be definitely a mission critical application. So it might be serving as the emergency operations command center. Also, works of art. There are a number of examples that we have out there across the world where priceless works of art are being stored in these buildings that have these types of roofs. And it's really a belt and suspenders approach because that product is waterproof. You really have to have a very significant leak before you see any damage to the actual building and then the artifacts that are being held inside of it. So really important contents of the building, even down to just from the business perspective, whether it be technology, so storing data centers, or whether it be manufacturing some of these plants where we're processing food, for example. We really can't afford to have those shut down. They would be just really detrimental to the actual business itself, if not national security, safety, anything like that. And so these types of products are really critical in making sure that those buildings are protected. And that's why we call them mission critical.
Right, and we've certainly learned about that, especially during the pandemic and the slowdowns there. I was curious, what is it inside foam glass that gives it these special properties, and what will contractors learn about that process in the webinar?
Yes, I think what is really unique to this product is, again, we talked about it's a very basic formula. It's mostly glass, and a good portion of it is recycled content. So we're able to do that from a sustainability perspective. Um, but it also lends itself to knowing how you're going to actually work with it and install it as a contractor. We'll talk about different installation methods. It's actually relatively easy to cut, and it comes in a smaller unitized package, so you're able to lay it down very quickly. You can get it over curved and undulating surfaces and everything else. So I think there's a lot of opportunity there with the types of designs and applications that you may encounter on the job site. So we'll cover a couple of those examples. Also, I alluded to earlier, this may be a very unique application for you as the contractor, because you may actually embed it directly into a hot rubber material or a modified bitumen material. Whereas all of our other plastics, our foam plastics, we have to think about protecting them from ignition, from flame, any of those things. And that's just not the case with this product. So it does lend itself to some slightly unique opportunities for installation methods. And then we'll also cover things like special fasteners that can actually help reduce thermal bridging in the application of the roof itself. Because of this high compressive strength, it's actually able to provide some sturdiness for that roof application. So a lot of different really unique situations that you might encounter, but none of them are going to be so far out of the norm that you wouldn't feel comfort in working with the product. In fact, it's relatively pleasant to work with, if you ask me. It's extremely light, so there's not a lot of this weight lifting and bending and cutting and forming on the job site. And like I said, it's quite moldable. So very easy, user-friendly product.
Well, anything that helps with efficiency on the rooftop, we know our contractors like. Do contractors need any prior knowledge on this topic to benefit from your webinar, or can they get in at the ground level, so to speak?
Absolutely, ground level, and this is really geared towards that 101 introduction, because we know that we do actually have some very well-seasoned contractors and designers here in the United States and around the world, but we know that not everybody gets the opportunity to work on one of these roof types. So we will start with what the product is and how it's actually made, and then from there we will talk about some examples, some things to look for as far as application methods, and yeah, just a lot of different considerations. So no special knowledge required, and in fact, we will be more than happy to support anybody during the actual installation process. It's something that we really pride ourselves on.
You mentioned some of the opportunities that this product really represents. Uh, can you touch on what does the marketplace look like, for it? And are roofers that don't really know about it yet, are they behind the curve?
I wouldn't say they're behind the curve, but they just haven't encountered it yet, and we would welcome them into considering this product and giving it a chance to work with it. We definitely do encounter projects that are going out to bid, and there's this unfamiliarity, and we want to make sure that we remove any ambiguity there, and we give everybody the confidence to bid the job and go and install it. And from a sustainability perspective, we're going to see this again. I alluded to the recycled content as well. This product is specifically glass, so it really gives you a lot of opportunity to integrate more and more recycled content. And in addition to that, with the foam plastics and those changes with blowing agents, we don't really have that issue with this product because it doesn't require a blowing agent. So a lot of opportunity to work with it. Please don't be intimidated by it, and we would love for everybody to jump on board and give it a shot on their Dutch job.
Got it. Well, it sounds like if you got a wish list of what contractors could take away, that would be it. I don't know if there isn't anything to add to that, but tell contractors interested in attending, is there somewhere they can get started?
Absolutely, absolutely. So we have a website for the United States here at Owens Corning. So you can actually go to www.owenscorning.com/foamglass. There you will find a wealth of information. You'll find examples of the product, all of the flavors, if you will, that we're offering here, some example installation projects, and even some guidelines for which types of roofs might use which type of product. You can also find some contact information for me and some of my colleagues if you have any questions regarding your next project. So we hope to talk to you soon.
Great. Tiffany, thanks again for the great information and preview to the webinar, which is at 2 p.m. Eastern Time on November 16th. You can register right now at roofingcontractor.com for free. And while you're there, please sign up for our free e-newsletters and new monthly e-magazine, which is delivering the best roofing content in a new and fun way. Stay safe, and we'll see you next time.